We have with us this evening some very special guests, college representatives, parents, and students. Most of our special guests will be presenting awards and will be introduced later. However, I would like to single out Jim Hawkins and his wife Betty. Mr. Hawkins is with the school board. Would you please stand? Betty Bruce is with the central office. Betty. And Mayor Schreiber. Where are you? We're pleased that all of our invited guests could be with us tonight to make this a very exciting evening. To the parents, we also extend a very gracious welcome, for tonight we are recognizing the achievements of your sons and daughters who have excelled in various areas of school life. We want you to know that we share your pride in these young people, and we feel honored to have had a part in their education. So, for a very brief moment, we want you to share their spotlight with them. So would you please stand? Thank you for the years of help and encouragement which you have given to these students, and for the support that you have shown for the various programs at Gallatin High School. We want you to know how much we truly appreciate this. Thank you again. And to the students, we congratulate you for your numerous individual accomplishments. And tonight, we are formally acknowledging that excellence in every area of school life, from academics to athletics, from school spirit to school leadership. You have been a most talented and exceptional group, a super class with class. We commend you for an outstanding 3 years. Over 100 years ago, an American writer, Henry David Thoreau, went into the woods to live for 2 years to think about important things in his life. He observed and later wrote in his book, Walden, if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with success in common hours. This statement is certainly apropos for tonight. As seniors, you are already advancing to the end of your high school career very rapidly into the direction of your dreams, and your presence here indicates that each of you has already met with success. All of us hope you will continue to set for yourselves very high standards of excellence which you have thus far maintained. We urge you, as another writer once stated, to reach high, for stars lie hidden in your soul. Dream deep, for every dream precedes the goal. Let this be a time for setting new dreams and new goals. To begin this honors night, recognizing your success, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Superintendent of Sumner County Schools, Mr. Benny Bills. Mr. Bills.
Thank you very much, Mr. Herron, faculty, parents, and honored senior graduates. This is your night, and what a night it is for you and for your parents and for your friends to enjoy. special evening set aside for special people. Looking down the list of all of the awards, I believe there are about 16 different areas to be recognized and emphasis given to the students here in these areas. We hope that as educators in Civic County and as the faculty here and administration, that we've had a very vital part in preparing you for the future. You've had great success through 13 years of school, and that's certainly to be recognized and is very evident here this evening. And we look forward to seeing and hearing the awards presented to you. Success in the future is here before you. And college representatives, I'm envious. We're envious as we turn these young people over to you in just a few weeks. But I think of each representative here from whatever university or school that's preparing the way for you in the future, that I think if all of them or any one of them could take you and say, if I could take 300 students as a group and take these 300 students from Gallatin High School as a freshman class coming into my university next year, what a dream that would be for a faculty and for a college president. You have had a tremendous success. You've enjoyed it all. You've had such recognition, and certainly you are a credit to this school and to this community and to this county. And we know that wherever you go, that you will be that success. As teachers, we look back and we see people here that are coming back to Civic County and serving in various capacities. Some are doctors that are now working on us and taking care of us. Some are attorneys, some are lawyers, some are engineers and architects, pharmacists, veterinarians, and obviously many of you hopefully will be coming back to Gallatin and Civic County 4 years from now, filling these places. The success that you have before you is basically up to 2 people, maybe 3. That is you, the individual, as to what you do with all that you've learned these past 13 years here in this county, and particularly these last 4 years, and how you will apply yourself during the next 4 years. And certainly with the parental support that is so obvious here in the past 13 years, as they have been with you on every occasion, starting out in kindergarten and going all the way through the whole ceremonies at Gale or Vino Stewart or Union Elementary or Gallatin Middle School, junior high, wherever you might have been, they were there to support you. If it's a perfect attendance award or it's a highest academic award at one of those schools, whatever it might have been, they were there and they're here with you tonight. And they'll be with you 4 years from now too, and throughout life. So keep your parents in mind. Be a little easy on them, especially the financial crunch that you're going to put them under here the next 4 years. Be a little bit considerate, I know you will be, but they certainly are to be commended for the support that they've given you and will in the future. The other individual, or person, I guess we can call him a person, certainly is, that will be paramount in your success, and that certainly is God. If you leave Him out of your future, if you try to do it on your own, you will fail. God has given you the talent, He has given you ability, He has given you intellect, He's given you wisdom, He's given you all the things that you want in your life. Don't leave Him out of the picture, because you will fail. But with Him, all things is possible. So as you think back, give your parents the credit, give God the credit, give your teachers the credit as you become successful. You're successful now, you will be successful 4 years from now and in the future. The Board of Education certainly commends you and wishes you well as you go forth in the next few days to that great adventure of this world that is before you. Congratulations and the best of luck to each and every one of you and to your parents. Thank you.
Talents of 2 of our seniors here to perform for us tonight are Julie Hammonds and Colin McKnight, and they are going to be accompanied by Mr. Story on the piano. They will be singing for us Somewhere Out There. Julie and Colin.
Somewhere out there, someone singing a prayer that we find one another, and that be somewhere out there. And even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star.
And when the night winds let the singers of the light, it helps to think we're sleeping underneath the same sky.
Somewhere out there, if love can see us through, then we'll be together.
Somewhere out there,
Out where dreams come true. And even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star.
and when the night winds let the singers of the light, it helps to think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky.
Somewhere out there, if love can see us through, then we'll be together. Somewhere out there, out where dreams come
President. Would like to introduce him to you now to make a few special remarks. John?
Honor students, parents, and faculty. These moments we share here at Gallatin High will be memories for the rest of our lives. This night is in honor of all the special students, those who have excelled academically, in sports, and through leadership. We must realize that without the parents, these students wouldn't be here tonight. Through their leadership and guidance, they carved unique and talented individuals. We must thank these parents before we thank the students for what they have done. I honestly feel GHS is the best high school in America. We have the greatest faculty, coaches, and principals anywhere. I know the students in our class will be outstanding parents and leaders as well. My dad graduated from Gallatin High 30 years ago, and I hope my children will have the same opportunity. To end, I'd simply like to thank the class of 1987 for electing me president. Thank you.
John has done such an outstanding job. He hasn't done it all by himself, though, and I would like to recognize his fellow class officers and just ask them to stand in their places. Helping him has been Karen Phillips, Kelly Short, and Lee Maddox, who is not here because she's serving as counselor at Girls State. Would you all please applaud them? And while we're into this also, I'd like to ask Jeff Roberts, Dana Trout, Jody Falk, and Lisa Breedlove to stand because they are our student council officers and they have done an outstanding job also. Would you please stand up? responsibility and their dependability in getting these jobs done. Thank you very much. The first person to announce awards this evening is Eloise Bradley, one of our assistant principals. She will be presenting the departmental awards. In the interest of time, please hold your applause until all the students have been recognized. Ms. Bradley.
Each year, our teachers of the subject area or department area select their top academic senior, and it's my privilege to present these to you tonight. The top agriculture student is Tommy Davis. The top art student, Michael Gallatin. Our number one auto mechanics student is Brian Shackelford. Most outstanding senior band member, Katrina Brinkley. Our top buildings trade student, William Wright. Most outstanding senior in business education, Lisa Friedlove. Our top senior in CDC is Craig Browner. Our next young lady as a senior has won 2 top departmental awards, choral music, speech and drama, Becky Stown. Our most outstanding commercial food student, Teresa Sadler. Our number one senior in computer data processing, Richard Stewart. Top co-op student or industrial co-op program is Robin Samples. Our number one career orientation student is Susan Kane. The top drafting student is Christopher Cummings. The most outstanding English senior, Julie Hammond. Our top French senior is Michael Dickman. Our number one graphic arts student, Scott Wilhite. Our next student also has won 2 awards, the Health and PE and the Individual Educational Program, Dale Davenport. The number one health occupation student, Keith Taylor. The top home economics senior, Sheila McDougall. The most outstanding industrial electronics student, Brian Shoemaker. Our number one marketing senior, Crystal Newhouse. occupation young lady is Melissa Anderson, and I couldn't have made it this year without her. Our top academic senior in science is Paul Bonio. Our top social studies student is David Simpson. And last but not least, our outstanding Spanish student is Jody Conner. These are our 26 department or subject area winners. Let's have
Each year, the GHS band participates in many contests and always comes away a winner. Here to recognize seniors who have received individual awards is Band Director James Story. Mr. Story?
Good evening. This year, the Gallatin program and band placed 33 students in the all-men state band. Of those 33, 2 of them were seniors. They are Ray King and Katrina Ringo.
Thank you. The choral department at Gallatin High School is also outstanding. Just this past weekend, the department held its annual cabaret, and it was terrific. It's easy to understand why when you see the number of awards that Mrs. Upchurch is going to now present. Mrs. Upchurch?
I would like for the following seniors to please come forward. Keith Burns, Julie Hammond, Karen Phillips, Angela Spence, Becky Stout, Lynn Weaver, and Tim Worcester. I would like to recognize these students for their making All-State Chorus this year. We had 11 make All-State Chorus. 7 of them were seniors and 2 of them were underclassmen. All-State is sponsored by TMEA, and it's an all-day thing where they go through auditions all day. They sing just one time. They sing 2 prepared pieces, and they're judged through the whole state of Tennessee. And these were the students that represented Gallatin High.
See, we're going to really be tooting our horns tonight. You haven't observed that yet. Not only is this class musically talented, it is quite academically talented as well. In the area of mathematics, this next group of students brought home a very nice trophy from regional math competition. To tell us about that and to introduce the students to you is Mr. Merlin Sanders. Mr. Sanders?
Each year at the end of March or in early April, all math students from all over the state meet at various testing centers in the colleges, and they all take the same math exam in various areas. Seniors usually enter in comprehensive. There are then awards made according to the following patterns. Number 1, they are graded individually at the testing center, and anybody who scores in the top 10 is recognized. And I wish to recognize the members of our comprehensive math team who placed in the top 10 at our local testing center. Bryn Patel, who is not here tonight, Keith Beasley. Bryn Patel scored first. Beasley scored second. Craig Cox was fourth. Paul Bonio was sixth. The next form of grading that is done is that the top 3 scores from each school are added together and you get a team score. And Gallatin's team won first place for the 6th time out of the last 9 years. Any math team who scores first that I will wear this ugly, dirty tie every time they do. So it's a little part of the tradition. In our local center, to show you the achievement they have made, there were some 20 schools that participated, and I imagine somewhere around 50 or 60 students that took the exam, and the scores in those 4 boys were 1, 2, 4, and 6. The next form of grading is done on a regional level. The state is broken up into 3 regions, and all these scores are brought together and compared. And on the regional level, we had 122 schools participating with 353 students being checked for their score. And I'm happy to report that Bren Patel placed 6th and Keith Beasley placed 9th on the regional level. Thank you.
Stevenson, Chairman of the English Department, will now present those students who have recently won writing awards in competitions with students from many Middle Tennessee high schools. Mr. Stevenson.
I've been following Mr. Sanders around for a long time. I think the first time was when I took his football coaching locker when he was smart enough to give it up about 20 years ago. But I did notice that you don't want us that got applause, Sanders, so I guess age does mean something. Each year, Austin Peay State University sponsors an essay contest, which is an extemporaneous essay contest. I assume that's the most difficult kind. You go unprepared for any particular topic, and then, of course, they assign one at the test site. But the contest is always for advanced placement and advanced English students in northern Middle Tennessee. Gallatin High School, of course, has made quite a name for itself in the past few years of competition, including last year when Gallatin English students won first place in both advanced placement and advanced competition. This year, 3 students were selected to represent our school in this competition. They were Andrea Weisel, Julie Hammond, and Jody Conner. Because of conflict with the soccer tournament, Jody unfortunately did not get to make the trip. However, once again, just as in the past years, the results were exceptional. I will say that I was under a bit of pressure by Mrs. Coley, who was last year's senior sponsor, who said, well, she was in it for 1 year and brought back first place in both categories and wondered if we could do as well. I think Julie and Andrea felt a little bit of the pressure from those comments, and I know I did. But in competition with 30 other advanced composition students from 10 area schools, including one we were particularly proud of defeating, that's Hume-Fogg Magnet School, supposedly the leading school in Nashville. The 1987 Austin Peay State University Essay Contest results were the following. First place in Advanced Placement English, Andrea Weitzel, Gallatin High School. Second place in Advanced Placement English, Julie Hammond, Gallatin High School. A fantastic double honor for the girls, their AP class, and teachers, and their school. If Julie would come forward, I believe Andrea's here.
Drama Department has branched into competitive activities under the capable direction of the new teacher, Kim Reed. She has a presentation to make at this time.
Being my first year here at Gallatin High School, I was a little skeptical about beginning a new program, and I decided finally to begin NFL. When I first introduced it, many of my students thought it was the Professional Football League, but they soon learned that it was the National Forensic League. The National Forensic League is a competitive program that competes all across Tennessee, Kentucky, and nationwide on the district, regional, and national level in such things as interpretive events, extemporaneous speaking, and debate. This year, after beginning the program, I soon realized within 2 to 3 weeks that the students here are extremely talented and are capable of doing anything. I took about 12 students out to Good Pastor Christian High School, where we competed against 265 other students from across Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, and Mississippi. I was very, very proud of the fact that we took home the first place out of 265 students. Miss Becky Stout, first in poetry interpretation. Becky?
As we move forward in the area of regional and state scholastic contest winners, I introduce to you another of our assistant principals, Mr. Bob Lanham, who will announce the awards in the field of vocational education. He will also present the Vocational Honor Society members, and we're going to have to give the students just a second to line up. So students, will you get ready for this, please? Mr. Lanham, you want to come on up?
While they're coming forward, let me say it's a privilege for me to present the summer awards at our Senior Honors Day, that we have an outstanding school. We feel very proud of it. We're proud of these seniors who have left some real steps for our junior class and to follow this coming next year as we get started in another school year. We have an outstanding group of students. We certainly want to proud of them, and also a special thanks to you parents for sharing them with us this past year and through the last 3 years. In office occupations, contests are held at the district and regional and state levels. Every program that we have at Gallatin High School of Vocational Education has a leadership club. We feel that leadership is an integral part of all our vocational education programs and offers the students opportunities to explore many areas of leadership skills such as public speaking, the skills contests that are held in each of the 21 vocational education programs we have here at the high school. Tonight we want to honor some of these winners. In office occupations, a National Office Education Delegate, Darlene Stafford. In first place in the regional in proofreading, spelling, and economic awareness contest, Kelly Douglas. Vocational agriculture program, the next award is the highest award that can be given by the state of Tennessee in the VOAG program, and we had 4 of our members to receive the state farm degree this year. 3 of those members are present tonight: Tommy Davis, Charles Palmer, and Delvin Sadler. In our data processing and computer class, we had a team made up of 4 members to go to MTSU for the computer events. It came back naturally, as Gallatin does so far. The first place, Paul Bonio, Terry Davis, Marty Gann, and Richard Stewart. Also in this event, Sherry Abernathy, regional first place in personal finance. We have a new program called Tennessee Careers Association. This year, the contests that were held on the regional level. We'd like to introduce these following winners. In second place, regional in public speaking, Richard Ray. Another contest entitled Decision Making had a second place winner from Gallatin, Terrell Johnson. A two-member team bulletin board display design team made up of Mary Crenshaw and Alice Mason also placed second place in the region. Representing the National Vocational Technical Honor Society, I'm proud to announce that Gallatin High School has 13 members this year that were selected for this honor. This is the first year that this honor has been made available to our state and to our school. 9 of those 13 members are seniors and are with us tonight. The National Honor Society is based upon attitude, leadership abilities, academic achievement, grade point averages, and so forth, all this involvement in their contests, in their club activities. And we're so proud of these young men and women. The first one I'd like to introduce and present her with a certificate signed by the National President and the National Executive Director of the National Vocational Honor Society. The first one, Elizabeth Easton. Angel Mays. Darlene Stafford. Richard Stewart. Keith Taylor. Carol Ann Watson. Scott Wilhite. William Wright. Give all of our money.
Several awards related to youth and government are made each year. To present those awards is Janine Doris, Chairman of the Social Studies Department. Ms. Doris?
Each year, the Colonel Jethro Sumner chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution honors a senior student for outstanding citizenship, leadership, and service. This award is voted on by the faculty and the student body, and it is with great pleasure that I present this year's DAR Citizenship Award to Ms. Kelly Short. The Century 3 Foundation is sponsored by Shell Oil Corporation. It gives a certificate of merit to those high school seniors who have demonstrated leadership and the ability to become interested and involved in community affairs. Each student must demonstrate academic ability by submitting an essay. This year's Century 3's certificate of merit goes to David Simpson. This year, 3 seniors from Gallatin High School had the opportunity of participating in the National Youth Leaders Conference in Washington, D.C. These 3 young men spent a week in Washington. They were chosen to represent Gallatin High School on the basis of their interest in politics and community affairs and the expertise that they have exhibited in those areas. This year, the 3 National Youth Conference participants from Gallatin High were Tommy Arundale, Jody Condra, and David Simpson.
As we continue in our ceremonies, we move now to the direction of athletics. 3 of our students have received college scholarships for their prowess in certain sports. One of the most exciting thrills of the year at Gallatin High School was the winning of the girls basketball state high school championship. To present an athletic scholarship to one member of that team is Mr. Roger Hopkins from Tennessee Tech.
Let's give the girls varsity basketball team a nice round of applause. Okay, let's get the wave started right over here. You first. I'm very proud to represent Tennessee Tech tonight and to recognize an outstanding young woman as part of the varsity basketball team. Having gone to Tennessee Tech, I can tell you that we have an outstanding women's basketball program. And when they go to recruit a young woman, they're not only looking for a good basketball player, they're looking for a great basketball player. And I think that's what you have in Renee Adams. Renee? Renee is going to be receiving a full athletic scholarship at Tennessee Tech. We look forward to watching her play for the Golden Eagle A's.
Bird. Mr. Bird, we're happy to have you with us tonight.
Thank you. Byron, they must have accidentally overlooked your name in these scholastic awards, so you check on that. I think it's very obvious that Belmont College has probably signed the best athlete in the state of Tennessee in Byron McCall. He has excelled in everything that you can do. I guess maybe he hasn't tried golf. But more importantly to me, I've been coaching 11 years and recruiting basketball players for 11 years. I've never signed a finer young man than Byron McCall. Thank you.
Boast of an all-state championship team. Also smiling about his girls' cross-country track team, which also won a state championship, is Coach John McFerrin, who has a presentation to make.
On behalf of the University of Tennessee Chattanooga, I would like to present the certificate which indicates that they were awarded to Julie Neal an athletic scholarship to run cross country and track there next year. If Julie would come forward.
But now I'm sure that it is becoming obvious to you why we are so proud of these students. We just beam around here basking in their accomplishments. The talent of this group seems so unlimited, and here to further confirm that statement is a very shy group of boys who call themselves the Five Amigos. Now, when I call you their names, you're going to see why I said shy. They are Daryl Alexander, Jody Condra, Keith Burns, and we've slipped two juniors in here, Todd Reynolds and Rob Ring. They are going to be singing for our entertainment their Two Kinds of Love. Please give them a nice round of applause.
love that you want to show. There are two kinds of love. One is for the girl that you take to the show, and that's one kind of love. Two is for the girl that will never say no, and that's the best kind of love for me. Two kinds of love that you want to know. There are two kinds of love. Two kinds of love that you want to show. There are two kinds of love. There's the kind of love that we hear in a song that tells the story that will have gone wrong. That's a sad kind of love. That's a sad, sad kind of love. Two kinds of love. You got to let it know it. Two kinds of love. Better let it show it. Two kinds of love. You got to let it know it. Two kinds of love. Two kinds of love. Baby, no. Two kinds of love. Got to feel it your way. Two kinds of love. You gotta do it. Two kinds of love. Two kinds of love. Two kinds of love. You gotta feel it so. Two kinds of love. You gotta keep it showing. Two kinds of love.
Thank you, Steve. Ms. Wakefield for helping us with the light, and to the Student Honors Night Committee and the Faculty Committee whose names are listed on the back of the program. Let us give these people a round of applause. The National Debate Club is a national organization which recognizes scholarship. To be a member of the Gallatin High School Debate Club, a student must earn a 4.0 grade point average for 2 consecutive semesters and then continue to maintain this high academic standard. As one of the Beta Club sponsors, I congratulate these students for this achievement. Honor medals will be presented as each member is introduced. Again, please hold your applause until all of them have been recognized. Sherry Abernathy, Gretchen Anderson, Keith Beasley, who served so ably this year as president of our chapter, Paul Bonio, Lisa Breedlove, Katrina Brinkley, Skylar Carr, Lisa Chandler, Pat Clark, Jody Condra, Craig Cox, Chris Cummings, Elizabeth Easton, Marty Gann, Jim Gillum, Elaine Grandstaff, Julie Hammond, who served as his treasurer this year, Ginger Hill, Jenny Howell, Lisa Kemp, Tricia Craw, Elizabeth Lorenz, Yolanda Lowe, Angela Mays, Lisa McIntosh, Sherry McKinney, Sheila Nash, Julie Neal, Kibby Overman, Sissy Patterson, who is our secretary. Karen Phillips. Sarah Ragland. Veronica Rittenberry. Brian Robinson. Katie Schmitz. Beth Scott. Kelly Short. David Simpson. Kathy Simpson. Angela Spence. Darlene Stafford. Michael Bigpen. Beth Todd. Carol Watson. Andrea Weitzel. Danny Williams. Jennifer Young. Sabrina Youngblood. Let's show these 52 how proud we are. A most important person in the life of the student during high school, especially during the senior year, is the guidance counselor, whose counseling and guidance serve an extremely vital role. She not only works with the students, but with parents and teachers as well to ensure a successful high school experience. To present the National Merit Awards, the Tennessee Honors Scholar, and to introduce the college representatives is Nancy Rutledge, counselor for the graduating class.
Parents, I want to tell you how much I've enjoyed working with your children, your sons and daughters, for the past 3 years. I admire their talents, their youthful exuberance, and all the things they've contributed to me being their guidance counselor. It's been fun, it's been a lot of work, but I've enjoyed it. And I applaud you for having such fine young people. I'm going to talk about the National Merit Award. In the junior year, we have about 100 students to test in this school for the, what we call it, PSAT test, Preliminary Scholastic Aptitude Test. And nationwide, there are over 1 million high school juniors this same day who are testing for this same situation. This year, or in the junior year, we had 2 students named as commended students. These were selected out of a group of 50,000 students as commended students. They were Lance Kaiser and Tricia Crawl. We're very proud of another young lady who participated in this same group. She was chosen as a finalist, which is even more narrowed down to less than 6,000 students out of over 1 million to receive a merit scholarship. And this was Andrea Weitzel. Department of Education gives awards every year to seniors who excel in a particular field. These students, first of all, must have a 27 on their ACT test, which, if you've ever taken the ACT test, is a feat in itself to even qualify to participate in this program. And they have to develop a very extensive project. They have a very short time to do it. There is much paperwork, much thought, and much work that goes into it. Our Tennessee Scholar this year is Michael Bigpen. This young lady is very special to me for many reasons, and I have worked with her very closely. She has, I think, accomplished many things and overcome many difficult situations in her life. This is a new award that was begun by and sponsored by the Nashville Banner and by Shoney's Corporation. It's called the Bootstraps Award. It is given to a student who has achieved academic success, who has ability to cope with difficulties and problems and obstacles, and yet is still able to hold their heads up and keep going, and a desire to commit, and a desire to be involved and contribute to community and school. And this young lady has received a $1,000 scholarship for 4 years, or a total of $4,000, to the school of her choice, which will be Memphis State, and this is Sarah Ragland. And this is a $500 scholarship also going to Sarah. We will now begin our college scholarships, and the college representatives and alumnus will present this. We have several alumni here tonight from various schools in the area who've been very nice to accommodate us and come out on this evening to present these scholarships. The first college that will be represented is Austin Peay State University, and Ms. Lori Van Poco from the admissions office will present.
Good evening. I'd like to thank you for inviting me here this evening. And I want to say to the guys that just did the entertainment, that was okay. The first award I would like to present is a leadership scholarship in the amount of $500 per year, totaling $2,000 to Miss Jenny Howell. Second, I'll go on and let him start coming up. Here is a music scholarship to one of our stars tonight, Mr. Keith Burns.
Next college to be represented is David Lipscomb College. Mr. Jimmy Hampton, Office of Admissions.
The Lord has truly blessed me this evening to be surrounded by so many talented young people. May God bless all of you in everything that you desire to do. He's also blessed me most of all this evening to be able to present this scholarship, the amount of $3,300. To your #1 English student, and to a very, very talented singer. and everything else that she does. I think she ought to put a seat up there so she doesn't walk so far every time. This is to a young lady that I heard singing out here while I was sitting there watching everybody walk in. She didn't know I was listening to her, but I heard her singing. I think she has a very bright future ahead of her. I'm very thankful that she decided to choose David Lipscomb College. It goes to Mrs. Julie and
Mr. Tom Riegel, who is plant manager for the Allied Corporation, and I probably did not get his title correct, but he said he would answer to anything. He is a graduate of General Motors Institute, or we call GMI, and he will present our next scholarship.
It's an honor and a privilege to be here this evening, and I am deeply appreciative of Principal Heron and the faculty and staff for inviting me to participate. This award, as you may understand, is especially special to me this evening. Not only that I'm an alumni of General Motors Institute, which most people in Tennessee doesn't know exists. We don't have an athletic program. But primarily because not only has the recipient of this scholarship chosen my alma mater, but she had this may not sound good, but had the good sense to choose to co-op with our plant here in Gallatin. And we're really looking forward to having Gretchen with us. The recipient of a $1,000 scholarship from General Motors Institute, Ms. Gretchen Anderson.
Next college to be represented is Memphis State University, and presenting will be Dr. Ken Williams, who is an alumnus and a dentist in Madison. We appreciate him coming tonight. Dr. Williams.
And this is a whole lot more refreshing than worry about what's happening to Jim and Tammy Baker, and, cocaine and AIDS and the Iran. I always call it Contra, and they call it Contra, so I must be pretty stupid. So, but it's a whole lot more refreshing than worrying about all those things. On behalf of Memphis State University, I'm pleased to announce 2 minority academic scholarships. They are each 4-year renewable tuition and also pays for their books. The first one is to Katrina Brinkley. This other one, I don't know what Sarah's going to do with all the money she's getting tonight. I don't know if maybe she'll loan me some of it at a fair interest rate. Another 4-year renewable tuition plus books is been presented by Memphis State University to Sarah Radley.
Our next presenter is from my alma mater, Middle Tennessee State University. Mr. Charlie Akers. I've known Charlie since I became a counselor in Tennessee about, I think, 14 years ago. He's a great PR person. I think he needs a raise. He will present the scholarships to MTSU.
Each year, Middle Tennessee awards 150 work scholarships based on academic achievement. These scholarships are based on the student's academic class rank after the first semester of their senior year. Following students will receive tuition plus a book stipend the next 4 years, totaling approximately $5,500 each. Would the following please come forward? Number 13th ranked student in the class, Ms. Lisa K. Ridlow. Number 6th ranked student in the class, Mr. Keith Beasley. Number 3 ranked student in the class, Mr. Craig Cox. And the number 1 ranked student in the class, Ms. Kelly Short.
Thank you, Charlie. Our next presenter is an alumnus of Mississippi State University and one of our own faculty, our assistant principal, Mr. Glenn Cathcart.
Thank you, Ms. Rutledge. On behalf of Mississippi State University and the Member Alumni Association, it is my pleasure to present a certificate of recognition to Jeffrey Lance Kaiser, who has demonstrated qualities of academic achievement, intellectual ability, and leadership potential, and in recognition thereof has been awarded a university scholarship at Mississippi State University, a renewal for 4 years for a total of $9,799.
Thank you, Mr. Cathcart. Our next presenter is an alumnus of Rhodes College in Memphis, Ms. Lisa Longmire.
I'm extremely proud on behalf of Rhodes College to present a 4-year renewable service award in the amount of $5,000 per year for a total of $20,000 to Michael Drash.
Thank you, Vincent. Our next presenter has been on the stage once. He's from Tennessee Tech, representing the Alumni Association, Mr. Roger Hopkins.
It's my pleasure on behalf of Tennessee Tech to award a minority admission scholarship which covers things like tuition, room, board, book allowance for the first year, and also a portion thereof for the remainder of this person's college career, to Leonard Roberts. Congratulations. The next award is a Foreign Languages Departmental Assistantship Award, the value of approximately $1,000 to Devin Sutherland. Finally, it's my pleasure on behalf of the Greater Nashville Area Alumni Chapter to award a scholarship to a young man who has been recognized for his outstanding academic achievement and leadership exhibited during his career here at Gallatin High, Christopher Cummins.
Our next presenter is Mr. Robert Wade Langford, representing the Alumni Association of University of Tennessee at Knoxville.
In 1985, the Board of Trustees of the University of Tennessee established the Tennessee Scholars Program, where 25 outstanding high school scholars, athletes, and leaders are given an opportunity to study at the University of Tennessee by having a full professor as a mentor, living in the honors dormitory, given a $2,000 per year stipend for as long as they intend to study at the University of Tennessee. And one of the requirements is that before graduation, these students must complete either a thesis or a scholarly research program. It's my privilege and honor to present this honor and this scholarship to Mr. Michael Thigpen.
Thank you, Mr. Langford. Our next presenter, Mrs. Judy Rayburn, who is representing UT Martin, was unable to be here tonight, and she asked me to present the scholarship award in her behalf, which is an honor scholarship to study at the University of Tennessee at Martin for 4 years, to Catherine Ann Simpson. We are proud to have in our audience tonight a representative of Vanderbilt University and an alumnus, Mr. Alan Parks.
On behalf of Vanderbilt University, I'd like to award a $8,550 engineering scholarship to this person. And additionally, this student has been awarded a $1,250 college work study scholarship with Paul Bonio. Please come forward.
We are proud of our own volunteer state community college here in Gallatin. It's doing many fine things, has great programs, and is very cooperative in working with Gallatin High School. Mr. Larry Castillo, representing the admissions office, will present our next scholarships.
It's a pleasure to be here tonight to honor the academic achievement of your state graduates, and we're always pleased to announce the recipients. That's one way you can get invited here. But the following individuals, as I call your name, we are going to present a certificate acknowledging the receipt of the State Board Scholarship based on academic excellence, 1 year full tuition, which is renewable. start since she was on cloud nine. Apparently, she had received some monetary awards in addition to what we were presenting, but came in too late to be included in the program. Lisa Kim. Last, Lisa McIntosh. Thank you.
Mrs. Suzette Kelly is representing Western Kentucky State University and has scholarships to present. She is representing the Office of Admissions.
I'm very pleased to be here tonight representing Western Kentucky and all of Kentucky, I guess. I have 4 different scholarships to present here. The first 3 are one-year academic excellence scholarships, and all of our scholarships are based on academic excellence and extracurricular activities. First one goes to Tawana Austin. Lisa Chandler. Trisha Kroll. And this last one is a 4-year renewable full tuition scholarship called our Regent Scholarship, and that goes to Angela Spence.
Again, we want to tell you, college representatives, how very much we appreciate your being here. You've added a lot to our night. Many of the awards which have previously been presented tonight have been known to the students. Making some presentations which are surprises and have not been previously announced is Mr. George Ovitt, another of our assistant principals. He will present the Senior Merit and Service Awards, an Anonymous Award, and the GHS Club Scholarships. Mr. Ovitt.
Senior Service and Merit Awards. This is awarded to senior boy and girl who has made the best use of their talents and abilities. It is not a scholastic award, but it is intended to recognize students who have given their best to fellow students chosen by the Civic class and by the faculty committee. The recipients are Kelly Short and Byron McCullough. Next award is an anonymous award of $200. It is not a scholastic award, and the recipient may use this money as he or she is fit. $200. This is given to a student that, despite helping around school, attitude, contribute great to the school program here. I've been helpful to the faculty and to fellow students. Friendly, and most of all, the attitude is very important in this situation. We had a committee to make this selection, and it was a unanimous decision on this, and I think you recognize this, you that in your school, I call the name. So, please come forward. Daryl Alexander. The GHS Club Award is a service club award to students that contribute to the school and to the community. This award is given to 2 members that are planning to attend college. Now, this money will be sent to the college. The students will receive $100 each. Paul Barrio and Don Anderson.
Each year, several clubs and organizations present scholarships to deserving students who meet specific criteria for these awards. Here representing the business and professional women is Mary Lee Armbruster, who has a scholarship to present. Mary Lee.
It has long been the aim of business and professional women's clubs in America to support young women in their endeavors to reach their career goals. I have a $700 2-year renewable scholarship to present tonight, and this scholarship goes to Ms. Elaine Grandstaff.
We're pleased to have with us this evening Miss Mary Harper, who's representing the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, and she too has a scholarship to award. one of the SCEA Knox Doss scholarships. These $500 scholarships are awarded annually to 3 seniors in Sumner County who plan to pursue a career in teaching. This year's recipient is a most deserving young lady who will certainly be an asset to the teaching profession. Would Ray William King please come forward to accept the At this time, we think we're in for another real treat. Miss Karen Phillips, another of the GHS performers, is going to sing for us a song titled, Thank You for Being a Friend. She will be accompanied by Carol Scott. This number was written by her Aunt Carol to honor the graduating class of 1979, and it has become a traditional song around here at graduation time. I am so pleased that Karen agreed to sing it for her own class this year. Please welcome Karen Phillips.
that she wouldn't be able to get through it without tears. But didn't she do a good job? Continuing with the program, it is now time to present the Quill and Scroll Awards. To introduce the winners of these is the annual staff sponsor, Cynthia Poole.
Quill and Scroll is an organization whose purpose is to recognize excellence in journalism. Gallatin High School has opportunities for budding journalists in a variety of media. In print media, students produce a quarterly newsletter that is mailed to the home of every student, a senior edition of the newspaper, and articles for the local newspaper, the News Examiner. Plus, they prepare a comprehensive yearbook. Students also format and broadcast radio programs which air twice weekly. The power of the media is important to all of us. These students have performed their responsibilities in such a way that they have been named the 1987 recipients of Quill and Scroll. Will you please come forward as I call your name? Amanda Baskin. Christy Casey. Lisa Chandler. Jody Condra. Terry Davis. Diana Holbrook. Elizabeth Lorenz. Leonard Roberts. And Kathy Simpson.
Thank you, Mrs. Poole. As we pause for a moment for the next group of students to get lined up, I'd like to say thank you to Kmart, McCroy's, and the Red Barn for so generously loaning us plants for the stage tonight. We appreciate so much the support of the business community now and throughout the year. I would also like to take a moment to remind students to remain in their seats in order to pick up their certificates tonight before leaving. And some of you need to stay to have pictures made. Those staying should be students whose awards were announced for the first time tonight. Now to recognize those students receiving the GHS Honors Diploma and the State Honors Diploma is Mr. Glenn Cathcart, another assistant principal.
Thank you, Ms. Kaiser. It is my pleasure tonight to award these honor diplomas. First, I would like to give you the requirements for the honor diploma. Requirements for regular diploma, minimum of 22 credits plus a grade point average of 3.8. Completed advanced courses in the following areas: 3 credits in advanced English or an ACT and English score of 25 or a SAT verbal score of 500. Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, and 2 units of advanced sciences. And 2 units in foreign languages or 2 other advanced units in science, mathematics, or social studies, in addition to the above requirements. Congratulations to you for your outstanding achievement and performance. We are very proud to recognize you as recipients of the Gallatin High School Honors Diploma and State Diploma. Students receiving the Gallatin High School Honors Diploma are Sherry Abernathy, Keith Beasley, Paul Bonio, Katrina Brinkley, Lisa Chandler, Pat Clark,
Jody Conroe, Craig Cox, Chris Cummings, Elizabeth Easton, Marty Gann, Jim Dillon, Judah Hammond, Jeannie Powell, Teresa Kroll, Elizabeth Lorenz, Yolanda Lowe, Lisa McIntosh, Sherry McKinney, Julie Neal, Sissy Patterson, Karen Phillips, Sarah Ragland, Sherry Ray, Leonard Roberts, Katie Smith, Beth Scott, Kelly Short, David Simpson. This young lady will also receive a state honor from Kathy Simpson, Angela Spence, Keith Taylor. This young man will also receive state honor diploma. Michael Thigpen, Beth Todd, state honor diploma. Andrea Wetzel, state honor diploma. Jennifer Young, state honor diploma. And Sabrina Youngblood. We are very proud of you seniors and we salute you.
Congratulations, students. We are now to a special part of the program which will honor those students who have been voted superlatives by their classmates. To tell us about these students is Mr. Rob Hosier.
Now, Coach Short, I've got one question. I got my picture taken tonight. All these flashes going on. This is always a very special time. We have done this slide presentation for the last few years. Many of you already know who the superlatives are. You've seen a fine group of young people tonight, and you're about to see some of them again in a very, very special way. I ask that you, of course, direct your attention to the screen in my immediate left, if you would, please. To step outside the door of Gallatin Senior High School, when the flowers are in full bloom, is to see nature at its best. The splendor of flowering trees and the fragrance of blooming plants used to color our days with a quiet magnificence. Just as we anticipate springtime and all the loveliness of nature, there's another waiting process that has been underway since mid-fall. The election of superlatives in the senior class is a special event filled with great anticipation. Members of the senior class begin the process by nominating for each of the 14 categories of superlatives. These are then balloted, and the results are kept secret until prom. The nominations are in, tabulation complete. We are pleased to announce at this time our 1987 senior superlatives. Most stylish. Looking as if they have stepped from the pages of a magazine are this year's recipients of the most stylish category. A 3-year member of Tri-High Y and Beta Club, listed in the top 30 and active as student council representative, Beth Scott is always dressed in the latest fashions. Also showing his style and fashion, Danny Sullivan participated in student council, OSA, and DECA. Most stylish, Beth Scott and Danny Sullivan.
prettiest smiles are Anita Adams and Lance Hampton. Anita has received the Most Valuable Player Award in cross country for 3 straight years, in addition to running with the reigning state champion cross country team, which is the first team to ever claim a state title 2 years in a row at Gallatin High School. Lance has participated in DECA and the International Club. Biggest wolf and flirt, Anita Adams and Lance Hampton. Wittiest. If you haven't heard the one about, you haven't been met Elizabeth Easton and Sean Bay. Izzy Elizabeth Easton, whose nickname indicates her charm and wit, has been a 3-year member of OEA in Vader, while Sean has kept his fellow seniors laughing on the baseball team. Wittiest, Elizabeth Easton and Sean Bay. Most handsome and most beautiful. It only takes a glance to know why Ginger Hill and Bryant Woodard are the winners of most beautiful and most handsome. A member of the International Club in the homecoming court, Ginger's striking blonde hair has stunned her classmates. Dark-haired and charming, Bryant is a soccer player in addition to being a participant in the one acts. Most handsome and most beautiful, Ginger Hill. Best personality. To have a delightful personality is to possess a treasure. Both Jody Falk and Marty Gann are exemplary recipients of the Best Personality category. Jody is a member of Tri-High, plus serves as Student Council Treasurer, while Marty is a 3-year Beta Club member, a member of the Top 30, and has been on both the math and computer teams. Best Personality, Jody Falk and Marty Gann. Most school-spirited. There are no Green Wave supporters any more enthusiastic than Jamie Hunt and John Hancock. Jamie has been a football cheerleader, an active member of Student Council and the International Club, while John has served as a class officer for 3 years. He is president of the senior class and is known for being a pep leader at both games and pep rallies. Most school-spirited, Jamie Hunt and John Hancock. Most athletic. In a school where outstanding athletic records are a tradition, Renee Adams and Byron McCullough have added their accomplishments with strength and finesse. Most valuable player in track and all-state in basketball, Renee will long be remembered for her winning points in the state championship basketball game. Last Saturday, Byron tied the state record in the high jump, winning that event in the state track meet. He has also been named All-Mid-State in both football and basketball and is lettered in baseball. Most athletic, Renee Adams and Byron McCullough. Most talented. Talent is another area wherein tradition boasts strength at Gallatin. Shirley Karen Phillips will have her name in lights as she pursues a career in music. A performer in every sense of the word, Karen has been both a class officer and member of Tri-High. Darrell Alexander has also been an integral part of the choral program. He has been a performer and a member of the track team. Most talented, Karen Phillips and Darrell Alexander. Most courteous. Chivalry is not dead, and yes, good manners are still in style. At least that is the case with Tim Worcester and Penny Tucker. Penny is active in computer data processing in the International Club, while Tim holds 3rd chair in the Tennessee All-State Concert Choir, plus playing football and running track. Most courteous, Penny Tucker and Tim Worcester. Most dependable. To be there when you're needed is the mark of dependability. Both Kelly Short and Jeff Roberts are outstanding winners in this category. A 3-year class officer and 3-year member of Student Council and Beta Club, Kelly is ranked number 1 in the senior class. She is the DAR recipient, member of the homecoming court, a 3-year basketball cheerleader, and 3-year member of the math team. Jeff Roberts has served as president of the student body while also being in the senior play, the one acts, and the key club. Most dependable, Kelly Short and Jeff Roberts. Most versatile. Versatility is one of the most coveted attributes. To be versatile is to be able to do many things well. Certainly this is true of both Becky Stout and Cindy Collier. A talented musician, actress, and artist, Becky has wowed all her audiences.
She also won the first trophy for Gallatin High School, winning first place in poetry reading in the newly formed National Forensics League. Sidney has been outstanding in football while also serving as basketball manager. He has also been named the Male Fellowship of Christian Athletes Athlete of the Year. Most versatile, Becky South and Cindy Coggins. Most conscientious. Conscientious people have to complete every detail of their work. So it is with Dana Trout and Jim Gilliam. A student council officer, 3-year member of Beta, and a performer, Dana has given a super effort in all her endeavors. Jim has secured a place in the top 30 while being both a football and baseball player. A 3-year member of FCA and Beta, Jim has also been a math team participant. Most conscientious, Dana Trout and Jim Gilliam. Most ambitious. If it takes ambition to achieve the best life has to offer, surely Sherry Abernathy and Jody Conver will have it. A class officer for 2 years, 3-year member of Beta, FCA, and Tri-High-Wide, Sherry has also been a football cheerleader and member of the homecoming corps. Jody has served as a journalist, soccer player, performer, and as a participant in YMCA youth legislature activities. In addition, he has been in Key Club, International Club, Tennessee Tomorrow, and Beta Club. Most ambitious, Sherry Abernathy and Jody Conver. Most likely to succeed. The dream of success will surely be a reality for both Sissy Patterson and Keith Beasley. A 3-year Tri-High-Y officer and FCA club officer, Sissy is a 3-year member of Beta, while also being a member of the soccer and tennis teams. Sissy served as a member of the homecoming court and holds a spot in the top 30. Keith Beasley is a 3-year member of Key Club and Beta Club, while being ranked in the top 10 in his class. A competitive member of the math team, Keith also plays tennis. Most likely to succeed, Sissy Patterson and Keith Beasley. Congratulations to all our superlatives in all 14 categories. Now in conclusion, to cap off all the excitement surrounding the announcement of the superlatives, we are pleased to give you the 1987 Knight in Lady. This is a special honor as the 2 people chosen represent the pride of the green and gold, the tradition of excellence, and the reflection of inner beauty and goodness. Will you join me in congratulating Sissy Patterson and Jeff Roberts, the 1987 Bear with us just one moment while the house lights come up, if you would, please. At this time, would Jeff and Sissy please stand? Again, congratulations. And now I would like to ask that all of our superlatives for the senior class please stand at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, the superlatives of the class of 1987 of Gallatin Senior High School.
Thank you, Mr. Kosher. Each year, 6 students are selected to receive the coveted Kappa Eta awards. These students do not know who they are until tonight. Here to announce these 6 well-rounded and most deserving students is Mrs. Sue Herron.
As Mrs. Kaiser just said, each year, seniors win the honor of becoming members of Kappa Eta. The purpose of Kappa Eta is to recognize the 6 seniors who in all 3 years at Gallatin High School have made outstanding contributions in many aspects of school life. The selection is based on a point system in which points are won by offices held, sports letters earned, scholastic achievement, club membership, and participation in a variety of activities. In recognition of merit, gold keys are presented by the Beta Club. The announcement of these 6 students is the climax of the senior honor night. The first inductee has been in the Beta Club for 3 years and in the top 10 students for 3 years. Club membership include the International Club, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and Tennessee Tomorrow. As a 3-year member of Tri-Hawaii, she has held an office for 2 years. In the humanities, her versatility is evident in her participation in the One Act, in journalism, and in art. In the summer of '86, she was a delegate in Girls State. In sports, she has led for 3 years in soccer and tennis. Welcome to Kappa Eta, Elizabeth Lowry Todd. Our next inductee has also been one of the top 10 students all 3 years. Naturally, this student has been a member of the Beta Club, a 2-year member of the International Club. This student has been an officer this year. An active member of the Key Club for 3 years. He has served as an officer and a convention delegate. Last year, he was a delegate to Boys State. Soccer has been his sport, and he has excelled in it. He was named to the All-District and All-Conference teams, and his junior year received the Civic Sportsmanship Award. Tonight, he has been honored as one of the Governor's Tennessee Honor Scholars. Welcome to Kappa Eta, Michael J. Thigpen. Our third inductee has a versatile background also. This student has been in the Tri-Hawaii for 3 years and has served as an officer 3 years. For 3 years, she has been on student council. For 3 years, she has been a class officer. And for 3 years, a cheerleader serving as captain her senior year. As a senior, she has received the DAR award. She was elected to the homecoming corps and elected a class superlative. For 3 years, she has been on the math team and in the Beta Club. With all these activities, she has had time for studying because she is graduating #1 in her class. Welcome to Kappa Eta, Kelly Renee Shore. Our next inductee has been in the top 20 each year. In sports, this inductee has lettered for 3 years in soccer and tennis. As a member of the Tennessee Tomorrow Club, she has held an office. As a 3-year member of the Tri-Hawaii and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, she has held offices all 3 years in both. She has also held office for 2 years in the Beta Club. Among other things, she has been a Girls State representative, a class superlative on the homecoming court, and elected by her fellow classmates as lady. Welcome to Kappa Eta, Esther Louise Patterson. member, an international club member, and FCA member for 3 years, a VICA member for 2 years. He too was a Boyd State delegate. In athletics, he has been on the baseball team and the football team for 3 years. In his senior year, he was selected to the All-County and All-Mid-State second team. However, athletic teams are not the only teams he's been on. As a junior, he represented our school in the Quiz Bowl. And as a junior and senior, he was on the math team. He is also a 3-year member of the Beta Club. Welcome into Kappa Eta, James Haskell Gillum III. Our final inductee has been in the top 20 each year, and the Beta Club for as long. He's been in the International Club 3 years, and he served as an officer 2 of those years. As a junior, he was on the journalism staff, and as a senior, he has served on the yearbook staff. During all 3 years, he has been a member of Tennessee Tomorrow, and this year he served as an officer. He too has played soccer for 3 years, and somewhere in his busy life has found time to go to Boyd State, the National Youth Leadership Conference in Washington, and entertain audiences as a performer. Welcome into Kappa Eta, Joseph Dennis Conroe. Thank you, Mrs. Heron. Let's give these 6 students another round of applause. Closing the evening for us tonight is a very special person to this community and to this school. It is said that a school is only as good as the person at the top, whose leadership filters down through the teachers and to the students. The expectations are set by those in charge, and the result is consequently proportional to those expectations. Therefore, the success of these students tonight is in part due to the effective leadership of a man who encourages, praises, and brings out the best in each of us. He makes possible evenings such as this, as well as many great things that occur at Gallatin High School. He is, of course, Mr. Dan Heron, our principal. Mr. Heron.
Seniors, parents, guests, we're very proud of this evening. This is the second honors night for us. It's a very special time. We have so many faculty members who are giving, so willing to come back and provide leadership, give their time and energy to these fine young people. And let me just say a word of special thanks to each faculty member, to every person who worked to make tonight very special. Thank you. Mrs. Kaiser, Mrs. Thurman, and Mrs. Wakefield have been the people behind the scene. I'm here on their behalf saying to all of you, thank you, and parents, we have something very special here. It takes all of us doing our best
to keep that excellence going. We don't want to just stop. We want to keep climbing, and we will with your support and your continued efforts. And seniors, thank you for this good year. You're very special. You'll always be special to Gallatin High School.